Hi, my friends. Today I want to share a new story with you. I hope you enjoy it. It was a quiet Thursday evening, the kind where even the ticking of the kitchen clock felt too loud. I was at my parents' house, going through piles of papers, trying to find a tax form they had lost, again. My mom, like always, had stuffed everything into random folders in the cabinet near the dining room. She believed things would just show up when you stopped looking. I pulled out another folder that was packed too full. Papers spilled onto the floor, receipts, bank stuff, even some old greeting cards. I was about to move on when I saw something odd, an envelope, thicker than the rest, with big bold letters that read Last Will and Testament. I felt curious. I opened the envelope, and as I read, my stomach twisted. Everything, the house, the savings, the retirement money, was left to Aaron, my younger brother, the one who never kept a job, never helped pay for anything, and spent all his money on useless stuff. Everything was going to him. And me? Not only was I not included, but there was even a line that said I had borrowed a lot of money over the years. Because of that, I wouldn't be getting anything. I couldn't breathe for a second. It wasn't true. It was a lie, a careful, planned out lie. My hands shook as I held the paper. I had been the one helping this family. When my dad lost his job, I paid the mortgage for nearly a year. When mom's car broke down, I fixed it. Aaron, he just took and gave nothing back. My heart was racing. This wasn't just being unfair, this was being betrayed. Philly, did you find it yet? My mom called from the kitchen, sounding calm like nothing was wrong. I took a deep breath and walked in. She was stirring a pot of soup at the stove. I held up the will. Can you explain this? She turned and looked at the paper. For a moment, something passed across her face, not surprise. She already knew. Oh, she said, wiping her hands on a towel, that's nothing you need to worry about. I laughed, sharp and angry. Nothing? You cut me out of the will, and you say I took money from you? I pointed to the part about the fake debt. When did that ever happen? She frowned. Philip, your brother needs a future. He hasn't been as lucky as you. Lucky, that word felt like poison. I worked for everything I have. I paid your bills. I helped keep this house running, I said, my voice getting louder. And this is how you thank me? Aaron walked in then, tossing his car keys on the counter. He smiled like nothing was wrong. Hey, what's all the yelling about? My jaw tightened. Did you know about this? He glanced at the will in my hand, and for a second, I saw it, that smug look. He knew, he always knew. Man, don't be so dramatic, he said. It's just a will. It's not like someone stole from you. I stepped closer, my fists clenched. They did. Then I turned and walked out, knowing things would never be the same. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about all the times I helped my parents, every bill I paid, every time I told myself family came first. By morning, my anger had changed into something solid. I couldn't let it go. They owed me an explanation. I got to my parents' house just as they were finishing breakfast. The smell of coffee and toast filled the air, but inside me, a storm was brewing. My mom was sitting at the table, flipping through a magazine. My dad stirred his coffee and barely looked up as I walked in. Aaron, of course, wasn't around, probably still in bed after staying out all night. I dropped the will on the table between them. Explain this. My mom sighed and put her magazine down, like I was bothering her. Philip, I still don't get why you're making such a big deal. A big deal? I gave a cold laugh. You cut me out of your will and made up a fake debt to cover it. My dad finally looked at me. He looked tired. We didn't make anything up. We did what we thought was best for the family. For the family? I shook my head. No, you did what was best for Aaron. My mom pressed her lips together. He needs help. Philly, he's not as steady as you. And whose fault is that? I snapped. You've always made excuses for him. When he dropped out of school, you said he needed time. When he wouldn't get a job, you said he was figuring it out. And when he used the money I loaned him to buy a fancy car instead of paying rent, you told me to be more understanding. My mom stood up, hands on her hips. You don't get to judge us. We're still your parents. We don't owe you anything. I stared at her, stunned. No, you don't owe me anything, I said, my voice low. Just the truth. How long have you been planning this? She paused for just a moment. That was enough. I turned to my dad. And you? Are you really going to just sit there and let her handle all of this? He sighed and rubbed his temples. Philip, it's nothing personal. Nothing personal? I repeated, louder. You let me believe we were a real family. You let me pay your bills, support this house, while you were planning to leave me with nothing. Don't be so dramatic, my mom snapped. You're doing fine, aren't you? You'll be okay. But Aaron. I don't care about Aaron, I shouted before I could stop myself. The room went quiet. My dad shifted in his chair. My mom's face turned cold. I shook my head. You know what? Fine, give everything to Aaron. The house, the money, the car, I don't care anymore. But don't ask me for help again. You made your choice, now live with it. I turned and walked toward the door. Then my mom's voice followed me, sharp and angry. Family takes care of each other, Philip. Then let Aaron take care of you. I slammed the door behind me. Days went by, no calls, no texts, not even one of mom's usual guilt-tripping emails. Then one night, I got a bank alert. My heart dropped. They had tried to take money from an old emergency account we used to share, one I had forgotten even existed. They were desperate. I logged in right away and closed the account. A few minutes later, my phone rang. I let it ring twice, then picked up. Philip, my dad's voice was tense. Why did you close the account? Why were you trying to take my money? I asked back. There was silence. Then I heard my mom's voice, sweet and fake. Sweetheart, we just needed a little help this month. You know how things are. You mean ever since I stopped paying your bills? I asked you to help, stop being so difficult, she snapped, her fake sweetness gone. You know we've always counted on you. I gave a bitter laugh. You should have thought of that before you cut me out of your will. The silence that followed was thick. Then my dad sighed. Philip, don't be dramatic, we're still your parents. Right, and Aaron's still your favorite, ask him for help. You know he can't, my mom said sharply. Not my problem. I hung up. A few minutes later, a text popped up. Aaron, grow up, family helps each other. I stared at it, then replied. Me, exactly, so help them. Then I blocked his number and leaned back, breathing out. Let them deal with it. I was done. A week passed with no word, then, suddenly, a message from my mom. Mom, can we have dinner? Just us, no pressure, let's talk. I should have ignored it, I knew better, but a small part of me still hoped she meant it, that maybe she was sorry. So I went. They picked one of their favorite restaurants, the kind I used to pay for. When I walked in, my mom smiled like everything was fine. My dad gave a stiff nod. No Aaron, at least they had the sense not to bring him. We're glad you came, sweetheart, she said, reaching for my hand. I let her hold it for a second, then pulled away. Let's just talk, I said, sitting down. My dad cleared his throat. We just want to fix things, Philly, we've all said things we didn't mean. Did we? I asked, raising an eyebrow. My mom sighed. You've been so distant. This isn't how family should be. I leaned back. I was waiting. This wasn't just about making peace. Then, just as the drinks came, she reached into her purse and slid a folded paper toward me. I didn't touch it. What's that? Just a small favor, she said with fake innocence. I opened it. My stomach dropped. A past due mortgage notice. They were behind, $2,000. I laughed softly. So this is why I'm here. Philip, my dad said quietly, we thought you'd understand, just this once. I shook my head, folded the paper, and slid it back. You made your choice, I made mine. Please, my mom whispered, her voice shaking, we might lose the house. Ask Aaron, I said coldly. My dad's jaw tightened, my mom's eyes filled with tears, but I'd seen it before. I stood up and dropped cash for my drink on the table. Dinner's on me, but that's the last cent you'll get. I walked out without looking back. I didn't need to. I knew what I was leaving behind. That night, a new message came in, this time full of desperation. Mom, Philip, we have no one else, please, just $3,750. Your dad's sick, we're going to lose everything. I stared at the screen, my thumb hovered. First the house, now my father's suddenly sick, how convenient. Then another notification, a money request, no words, just the amount. I shook my head slowly. This is who they were. Who they had always been. I typed one last reply. Me, call Aaron. Then I blocked them both. And just like that, I felt a weight lift off my chest. For the first time in years, I felt free. Friends, what do you think of this story? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Want more stories like this? Hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss an upload. See you tomorrow.